Welcome to Toffee TV. It is my three things. Everton 3, Burnley 1 at Goodison Park tonight. Another victory for Everton. And they continue a really, really strong start to the season. They are joint top. Might as well say it. Don't know how long it'll last, as we saw last season. But they are joint top at the moment in the Premier League after 4 games with 10 points. Back-to-back home victories at Goodison Park. And tonight was another one of those victories. The first thing I'm going to speak about is Demarai Gray. I just thought absolutely fantastic tonight. He's changed the way Everton play, quite frankly. This is one of the reasons why we've been crying out for a player with pace. You know, we've been banging on about it on this channel for some time, bringing in a quick, wide player. Everton tried to get a couple in this summer, which really would have changed the dynamic of the whole team. But Demarai Gray himself has really done that. Him and Andros Townsend, who's not lightning, but he gets there. But Demarai Gray's very quick, very bright, and very direct. And he's just given Everton a new dimension. Everton are able to properly counter-attack teams now, swarm all over them, break quickly, and he is so direct with his running. Scored a good goal tonight. That's 3 Premier League goals in 3 Premier League games on the run, and he's proven to be a real handful for a lot of teams, and he's proven to be a fantastic asset to Everton, working his socks off as well. I think the fans appreciate him. I think he's delighted that he's here. I think he's delighted he's got this opportunity at a big club to really, you know, get in the team and make it his own, and he's got good players around him, and because of that, he's providing Everton with a real threat, but he looks like he's really enjoying his game as well. And that's massive. And the fans appreciated everything he did tonight. And he went off just before the end to a standing ovation, and rightly so as well. Thought he was brilliant. But, you know, to get him for 1.6 million, fantastic piece of business. We all do as fans. We will do. We look at signings Everton have made and criticise it because they've not worked out, and we've spent a lot of money for no return. This summer's been quite different. Everton have had to be quite frugal. We know that, but when you're paying out £1.6 million for a player who's 25, just turned 25, going into his peak years, quick, gets goals, tricky feet, can offer you something on the break, then you've got to be delighted with it. You know, if Everton would have paid 20 million for a winger who's would have come in and got 3 goals in 4 Premier League games, and really offered us a real threat on a counter attack and given us what Demarai Gray is, we'd have all been waxing lyrical about it and been really excited. The fact he cost 1.6 million is fantastic for Everton, and I guess it gave him the opportunity to start at a new club with low expectation just because of the fee, but he's over delivering at the moment, and this is what we want. And he was just brilliant tonight, and a huge reason why Everton were able to come from a goal behind, and he scored the goal that put the icing on the cake, I guess, didn't he? The 3rd goal. So delighted with him. Wanted to just give him that little bit of praise. Second thing I want to talk about is front foot football that we saw from Everton in the final half an hour. I don't know why Rafa Benitez went with 3 at the back today. Listen, he's a manager who likes to use tactics, and he will have looked at the way Burnley played, and he's come up with that plan to combat them. Frankly, I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked at all. I think it was our worst performance of the season for an hour. We couldn't get out. We couldn't break their press. And when we were in possession, we were sloppy. There was no intensity. They defend very well. We know that. I think what it proved to me was that Richarlison is better in a withdrawn role, and he's playing right up front tonight, and he was getting battered, and he's not as good in the air as Dominic Calvert-Lewin. His back to goal play, he's not as good as Dominic Calvert-Lewin's. He's a threat runner, he's a direct runner, and I think that's why when he plays just off a target man, he's really effective, or he plays from wide areas. But I want to see front foot football, and that's exactly what we did see in the final hour. Rafa Benitez went back to a flat back 4. He got Andre Gomez in there, who was, again, you know, it's very early, and we don't want to go overboard, of course we don't, right? But it's very early. But what we're seeing, and what we've seen from what Rafa Benitez has been able to do so far, and listen, long may this continue, is players who kind of weren't contributing the way we wanted them to, he's been able to get a tune out of them. So far, Iwobi has looked like a different player. Andre Gomez is now becoming that player that can come on and affect it, and I think he did affect it tonight. But Everton did, when he made the change, Everton got on the front foot, got the equaliser, and then once the equaliser, the crowd carried them through, and they were pressing quickly and nicking the ball and going again. And we've seen that because of Demarai Gray, who I've just been talking about, and because we're trying to play on that front foot, exciting, fast football, we're able to score goals on really unsettled teams, and the team looks totally different. But I am remembering that it was almost a game of 2 hours, but I think it was a game of a very poor hour from both teams and a very good last half an hour from Everton. But I want to see that fast attacking football. And finally, I want to talk about Andros Townsend, who I give man of the match to in my match reaction. I thought he typified the 60-30 that I've just been speaking about. For 2/3 of the game, I don't think he was having his best game in an Everton shirt. He was working hard. I'm not sure I'll ever sit here and criticise Andros Townsend's work rate. I think he works his socks off for you. I just don't think he was getting into the game what we needed him to do. He wasn't cutting back in and whipping deliveries in with his left foot. You know, he made an early run on the right and Coleman didn't give him it, and then that seemed to stop him making them runs. But what he did do in that last half an hour when we went back to a flat back four was he was able to get on the ball more. And once he got on the ball, he showed his quality. Cut back in on that left foot with the fantastic delivery, and a Michael Keane with a great header. There's another one, funnily enough, who I thought didn't have a very good hour. Did not have a very good hour. It would have been the player I'd have taken off, actually. It shows what I know. But he popped up with a brilliant header. And then that gives Townsend the confidence. And then his goal is an absolute worldie. Cutting in on that left foot, 25-30 yards out, whipping it into the top corner. It's an absolute worldie. And to beat Nick Pope from there, it had to be a great shot, and it was. And after that, he worked up and down. He worked his socks off, but he made such a key contribution. And the fella cost us nothing. And that's the biggest thing about it. It's sometimes not, well, it's not always the price tag one way or the other. But it's what you're getting for it. And Everton have shown in the market this summer, they've had to be a little bit creative. We saw Solomon Rondon come on for a debut. He doesn't look ready yet, but you know what? He'll go up there and he'll knock people about, and hopefully he'll get sharper. And then, you know, looks like Dominic Calvert-Lewin might be missing for a few weeks. We're going to need Rondon to get up to speed quickly so that we can drop Richarlison into that withdrawn role and get the best out of him. But Andros Townsend, excellent. Absolutely excellent, and we'll have that all day, thank you. We'll have that work rate and we'll have that cutting in. He hit another absolutely fantastic strike with his left foot. Don't know how Nick Pope saved it, I really don't. He would have had probably goal of the month 1 and 2 if the second one would have gone in as well. Pope's made a fantastic save, but brilliant to see, and for no money, absolutely fantastic. So he was my man of the match. They're my 3 talking points. Let me know what you think in the section below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. Thanks for watching, have a great night, see you later.